Hey guys, this is Sajni, and in this video I am going to be sharing about how to reprogram our subconscious beliefs, okay, and how to stop fighting against our own selves to achieve what we truly want, okay, and how to make that an effortless state, okay, an effortless state for ourselves, okay. So stick around till the end of the video because I'm going to share a very powerful cycle which has personally changed my life, okay, and this is going to be helpful for you too, okay. And before I begin, I want to make an announcement that I've launched a program especially exclusively for women, okay, and these are for entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs, okay. So if you're someone who's looking to transition from doing a job to doing something that you truly want, okay, working on your own terms, earning your own package that you want, right? And like Simon Sinek says, working hard for something that you don't like is stress, right? So you want to be able to do what you truly want, but you haven't been able to break that barrier. So if you want to transition from the job to doing something that you truly want and earn that income, fill your bank as well as your soul, okay, so then this is for you, okay. And the reason why I started this program for women is because there is a step-by-step process, which I have made to make it effortless, okay, and how to not make it very overloaded, okay, very simple process, because I know today, in today's day and age, it's not information, it's not a lack of information, but the lack of insights that truly make that breakthrough, okay. So I'm going to help you step by step to transition and to help you with the right tools and the right techniques, okay, wherever required, to help you elevate to the state that you truly want and work and benefit from that, okay. Also, another thing important thing to note here is that according to Forbes magazine, the online industry is currently at $150 billion industry, okay, and India is at a very nascent stage, and by 2025 it's going to be about $350 billion industry, okay. So if you're someone who's looking to take advantage of this opportunity and who is willing to take that leap forward to truly make that change happen for yourself, okay, this will be helpful for you, okay. So with that, let's get right into the video. Okay, so today we are going to talk about how to break free from the imposter syndrome, okay. Personally, I have battled with it for many years, okay, and so many of us do, okay, because that is something that is socially conditioned with many of us, okay. And the key thing to understand is that most of us don't even realize that we're in one, okay. So we can't get out of a prison until the time we know we are in one, right? So like I don't know who said this, but this is very powerful, okay. You can't see the label outside the jar, okay, which is written poison, until you get out of the jar, right? So when you're inside the jar, you can't see the label which is written poison. So it's similar thing, okay. So people who can really resonate with this will find this very powerful, this concept, because personally it took me some time to realize, but when I started practicing this has completely transformed my life, okay. So here's the thing. So there are 3 steps that I want to make you aware of, okay. Number 1 is the key thing, okay, that is your focus creates your attraction, okay. Wherever you focus on, you attract that. Now how? Okay, so this might be just a philosophy if you just take it blindly, like wherever I focus, that creates attraction. How is that possible? So I think in many of my videos earlier I've already mentioned it, but repetition is important, so I'll repeat that again, okay. So what happens is that wherever you focus on, that multiplies. Why? Because what happens is that whenever you have a thought, everything begins with a thought. Understand that whenever you want to do anything in your life, okay, if you slow down yourself a little bit, you'll understand that everything begins with a thought. So when you have a thought, the strand of the neuron, okay, you have 100 billion neurons in your brain. When you have a simple thought, that thought is just a neuron, okay, and then the neuron multiplies, okay, so it begins to multiply. If you keep focusing on it, if the cycle of the thought emotion cycle inside multiplies that neurons, and it starts to bundle up to become nerve cells, right? So nerve cells that fire together, wire together. So it starts firing and wiring. So the emotion is the chemical charge that happens when the impulse happens, the chemical mix automatically happens, right? The level of the thought is the level of the chemical mix. So this dance that happens between the thought and the emotion over time builds the neurological network of a belief. okay, which then forms into conviction, which then forms very strong, a default network, that is the strong binding belief that you have, that anybody talks something opposite to that, then there is some trigger happens, okay? So this is very, very key to understand. So that's why wherever focus goes, you create that, you attract that, okay? Focus creates attraction, okay? Wherever focus goes, attention flows. Wherever attention goes, energy flows, and that multiplies, okay? This is key number one that we need to understand in this principle, okay? Number two, we need to understand that most of us are in the cycle of the law of hypnotic rhythm. What does that mean? In this book called by Napoleon Hill, I'm forgetting the name, the Outwitting the Devil. Okay, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Okay, from that he states that the law of hypnotic rhythm, according to that, there are 98% of people who are just subject to their mind, which means they are just going through the riding the waves of life, just going through without consciously creating the reality, which means that they are just the victims of their own mind. Okay, so that's why the reason why we want to break out of that and rewire our subconscious mind. Okay, that's why it's so powerful. Okay, and these 98% of people are subject to their mind, but only 2% of people consciously use their mind to create what they truly want. Okay, and the difference between the 98% and the 2%, okay, are the people, the 98% of the people are in a survival mode. So they are constantly, because they're subject to their mind, they are driven by some emotion or driven by something. So they go according to the dance of the thought and emotion that's automatically happening, versus using consciously their mind to create what they want to focus on. Okay, they don't use their focus consciously to create. Okay, and they are hence in a survival mode, so in a hustle. So that's why the hustle and trying to chase and everything, that kind of like wrecks your brain further. Okay, so that's the reason why I constantly tell everyone that hustling is not the solution to trying to get or attract. Okay, so the get mindset, get, I want to get that, I want to get that. So all while, if your internal charge is not well balanced, then the returns are very, very less. Because like I said, when your focus is into 10,000 different directions, your returns become very less. Okay, but if you do one thing very powerfully with focused attention, one thing at a time, with the presence aligned with you, okay, the returns become much better over time. Okay, the power of compounding. Okay, whereas the 2% people understand, they do not believe in instant gratification, because they know that they understand the power of compounding. Take any great leader for that matter, whether it's Jeff Bezos, or whether Warren Buffett, or whether you take any leader. In fact, for the matter, Atomic Habits is a very good book. Okay, and The Power of Compounding is another great book. Okay, if you want to start tuning your mind to those aspects. Okay, these successful leaders always understand the power of compounding. Okay, they understand that things to get to that level, okay, the effort has to be persistent and consistent. Okay, I think one of the videos I have already mentioned, the graph. Okay, how our graph goes and then comes down is because initially we start with a lot of zeal, but then we tend to spiral down because we want instant gratification, but when we don't see the results instantly, then we drop down our level of motivation, okay, or excitement, and that's where the downfall happens. Okay, so that's why the law of hypnotic rhythm is number one. We are 98% people are in the survival state. They are in the get mindset. They want to get something quickly, get the dopamine rush. We're addicted to it, okay, but we fail to realize. Okay, but the sooner we realize this, the faster we can get out of it. Okay, so the survival, the get mindset, and the lack mindset. Okay, they feel that they need to. They're in the competition zone. They are in like, oh my God, there is lack of everything. So there is less of everything everywhere. So I need to just quickly go and grab it. Okay, so that is how we're conditioned by media, by society, by different aspects of things that we see all around. Okay, so we are in a fear of missing out, fear of, oh my God, what's going to happen if I don't take that or don't do this. I need to do that, because then you get into the comparison zone and then competition zone, and then you completely end up wrecking your inner world. Okay, which is the thermostat that powers your external world. Okay, we fail to believe that. Okay, so we need to cognizantly remind ourselves constantly okay, slowly, steadily, okay, without again rushing, okay, slowly and steadily, 1, 2, 3, step by step by step, okay. What we have to understand is that to be able to reach the 10th step, okay, we have to take the step one by one by one by one. What we try to do is, when we are in step 1, we want to go to step 10, which is not possible. So we have to go step by step by step by step, okay. The 2% people, therefore, are creators. They have a very clear mental space, and they are they are in the abundant mindset, because they know that their conviction within them is so strong that they are magnetic. So they pull the what they want to attract by just focusing on very few things, but they do with mindfulness, they do with clarity, they do with conviction, they do with the fact that, and they stay with it for a longer period of time, and then they acquire the fruits of the results. Okay, so that is the difference of the law of hypnotic rhythm. So we need to cognizantly say, like, tell our minds, okay, that this is something that we need to be aware of. So whenever we see ourselves, wanting to get that instant like, or that instant weight loss, or instant something, okay, remember that that's not the way that we want to take. We want to change our way and train our minds to relax a little bit, and focus on one thing, choose one thing that you really wish to do, or have a goal, and work towards it one step at a time. Okay, one step at a time. Okay, then we come to the third aspect. Okay, now the third aspect is basically that now, so we understand that we are in a hypnotic rhythm. Okay, now one, we need to understand how to break free from it, and second, not only break free from it, how to consciously choose our thoughts, okay, and our feelings, okay, to be able to create what we truly want. Okay, most of us fail to realize that what we want to think and what we want to feel is in our hands, in our own hands, right? But we are subject to things outside to make us think a certain way and feel a certain way. So we are expecting something outside to happen for us to feel that happiness, just briefly for like 2 days or 3 days, and then when the excitement goes down, again we are back to our default mode of again focusing on things that is not working and complaining, versus being grateful for the things that are working and multiplying that. Okay, focus creates attraction. Okay, so we need to be very cognizant. Whenever the mind goes to the things that are not working and then starts to multiply that, quickly get your focus back to the things that are working for you, even the tiniest of thing, okay, and start multiplying that. You will see how the mind then starts to focus automatically. Okay, and then when I explain you the reprogramming cycle, you'll understand this even better. Okay, but here let's understand that we want to get to a state where we choose our thoughts, we choose our emotions, and we are not subject to anything outside of us to make us feel a certain way or think a certain way. That is called the inner thermostat. Okay, like I explained in previous videos, a thermometer is something, an apparatus which fluctuates its temperature, bases the temperature outside. It's in its environment, right? Whereas a thermostat, once its power is set at a certain point, okay, once you set a certain goal, for example, you want to be an entrepreneur, okay, you want to earn 20 lakhs a month, okay, you set the thermostat, okay, now, whatever, irrespective of even a worst blizzard in the world or whatever is happening outside, this thermostat self-regulates its temperature at the temperature that is set to. It does not let it fall, unless you consciously, change it again. When we want to take it one step up, you want to take it one step up. Okay, that's how you constantly upgrade yourself. Okay, version of yourself. Okay, version 2.0, version 3.0. You keep on upgrading your version, so there is no limit. Okay, so you have to condition your mind to be able to start thinking in that way. Okay, you are not in competition with anybody outside yourself, but in competition with your own self. How to become a better version of myself every day. Okay, this might sound cliched, but this is the fact. Okay, everybody, Bill Gates to all of these people, you can read their, see their documentaries, read their books, read their, articles. You will find them that the only thing that they do differently, and the difference between them and us is that they focus on themselves while we focus on the entire whole world and just drain our energy on all of the things that, and we have no energy left to create our own reality. Okay, so this is key. Now, so let's get to the reprogramming cycle. Okay, so here, okay, so now in a reprogramming cycle, first we need to understand that our thoughts, okay, our thoughts are the electrical charge and our emotions are the magnetic charge. Okay, what does that mean? Our thoughts, whenever a thought impulse comes, okay, thoughts are in fact of two types, right? One is the incoming and one is the outgoing. Okay, so Incoming thoughts are basically nothing, but I'm gonna make a detailed video on incoming thoughts, incoming and outgoing thoughts, to make this more clear. But incoming thoughts are basically which the thoughts which come, which you have because the brain is something. Brain is an system which records everything that has happened up till this point for you, right? Whatever knowledge, experiences, whatever wherever you came from, all of the information is stored over there. So in fact, that's the incoming. That's where the incoming thoughts are coming from. Okay, all the beliefs, all the things that you have experienced, everything comes from there. Okay, whereas the outgoing thoughts are the thoughts that you choose to signal out. Okay, so that's the difference. Now, incoming thoughts, you have around 400 billion bits of information every second. Okay, so there are the mind. The brain is a very powerful system, right? It's a massive piece of equipment that we fail to realize its power. We are just subject to it rather than consciously using it. Okay, so that's why we want to get to this level. Okay, now this incoming thoughts. Okay, now this incoming thoughts, like I said, is we want to now make sure that whatever incoming thoughts are coming, we have a choice. Okay, we get to the point where we have a choice to choose what thoughts to kind of like choose what thoughts to focus on, and to zone out, or to step back from thoughts we don't want to participate in. Okay, so basically you can see, to separate the wheat from the chaff. Okay, so to declutter. Okay, so there'll be thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or I'm not as good as that person or this person, or I don't think so, I can do this, or I can earn this much. So those kind of thoughts, which have been conditioned because of certain experiences that you might have, certain conditioning around you, environment around you when you grew up especially, right? So all of these thoughts are there. But your job is to practice the metacognition that we talked about. Metacognition is to be able to watch your thoughts without giving charge. The emotion is a charge, without being entangled to it. The moment you identify with those thoughts, you give charge to the emotion, and if you charge that emotion, you become the emotion, and therefore it becomes difficult for you to let go of those thoughts. Okay, so your job is to be present, your job is to be aware, your job is to develop the metacognition ability, sharper and sharper each day. Okay, so that you can then now choose the thoughts that you want and let go of the thoughts that does not deserve you. Okay, now this sounds simple. Okay, but I'll make you even simpler for you. Okay, so we discussed that a single thought is a neuron that's come up. Okay, now as you start this process of self-reprogramming, okay, so now every morning you practice the 15 minutes of silence. So when you start to slowly get into the lowering your brain frequencies, okay, then you will start to see some of the thoughts that come up, okay, are not really serving you. Okay, so you will completely let go of that without giving any charge, or to emotional charge to it, without even letting it go. Just let it be. Just know that it's there, and just don't suppress it or don't resist it. Just let it be and let it pass. Okay, so the incoming thoughts, you will know how to do that. Okay, but now here is the smartest thing to do. Now, as Buckminster Fuller, he states that to build a new reality is not to fight the old, but to build the new. Right? He was an American. I'm forgetting. Okay, he was architect. Sorry, I lost the word. Okay, so American architect. Okay, so he says it very well. Okay, that if you want to build something new, you don't build by fighting the old reality, but building the new. So while you're practicing your incoming thoughts, while you're practicing metacognition, to allow those thoughts to be wherever you are, because remember, all of these 4,000, how many? 400 billion bits of information which you have collected. Okay, we don't even know how much of them are serving you and how much of them are not. But whatever in this present moment it's coming up, at least let those, just try to let those pass. Okay, let those pass. So because your yesterday created your today, so today whatever emotions you're feeling or whatever thoughts are coming, you really don't have any control of. But what thoughts you can have tomorrow, or what reality you want to build tomorrow, you are consciously creating today. Okay, so that's the idea. So now incoming thoughts, so you know now what to do with incoming thoughts. Okay, don't resist, don't identify I'm not worthy, or I am guilty of something, or I am an angry person. All those thoughts that come up, do not identify with it. That is not you. Those are just conditioning. Those are just opinion. They're just kind of like, invisible. Okay? Don't believe in it. Just whatever emotions that you're feeling, if there's a tightening of your belly, or if you're not feeling very comfortable, okay, just relax, take some breath, okay, let it go. But don't try to resist or try to distract or escape or something, okay? That's the key. Second, now outgoing thoughts. Now what we have to do is, we have to start building something new for tomorrow, okay? We have to start building something new neurological networks, okay? How do we do that? Now, what happens is that when a thought comes, you charge it with an emotion, and this dance happens. Because, like I said, according to research, a thought impulse that comes once is an 80% chance that that impulse will come again. Because when you give it charge with an emotion, what happens? There's a chemical mix. Okay, there's a chemical mix, and therefore every impulse is a chemical mix, and therefore this dance happens until those thought goes on to become the belief. Okay, now belief is a bundle of nerve cells, a bundle of neurons. Okay, so nerve cells that fire together, wire together. Okay, now what happens at this point is that when your belief is formed, okay, now consciously in your reticular activating system gets activated, which now starts to actively focus on your, in your brain, starts to focus on things that abide by those thoughts. Okay, so let's say your thought is like, I am not able to, earn X income. Okay, you capped yourself at a certain income, now you want to get to that, but because that cap seems too high for you, okay, let's say that, okay, so I'm not able to earn X income, so that belief is there, okay. Now what happens is that your reticular activity system in your brain gets activated and now starts looking for confirmation unconsciously. You don't even realize that you're looking for it, but the brain is already activated because now the charge is so strong here. The neurological networks are very strong here, so now it's all the more powerful for you to pull back from it, okay. So that's why your job is to make sure that you stop at this point itself, okay, but we'll get to that later. But here, let's say you start, your reticular activating system is activated, and then you start actively looking for confirmation, okay, so you look for confirmation, okay, so you don't get a raise, or you don't get a hike or something, or you don't do very well in your business, something like that, and then you look at that and circle back, your brain brings that information back, and then you circle back and you see, I'm not capable of earning that much. See, I'm not capable, I'm not worthy. Okay, so your brain will look at those, because you've programmed yourself to look at that. Okay, now over time, now this reticular activity system, okay, gives you enough confirmation. Now this loop, now the dance starts here. Okay, then forms the conviction. Now the conviction is so strong over time. You've repeated this. Seeing the focus, confirmation, and then conviction. Focus, confirmation, and conviction. You've done this cycle so many times unconsciously, without you, consciously you wouldn't do it, right? Who would want to do that? But this happened. This is how the law of hypnotic rhythm that we talked about, right? So this has happened, that now your limitation, you are blocked, okay? At that, you capped yourself at that, okay? And now, if you get an opportunity to up your level, up your income level, okay? Your internal belief or conviction is here, and you want to get there, your mind will automatically fight against you, okay, will not let you move forward, because now you've capped yourself internally here, okay. Now, how do you break from that? Okay, there is a method to break from this, okay. So here we go. So now, so the idea is that now you have to signal out thoughts and also charge your emotions. So do something that really makes you feel good, okay, passionate about, okay. Now don't run after something that you really don't like, because honestly it's not going to work. Because if your internal thermostat is not aligned with what you truly want to do, if you're doing a job just to pass by, just to survive, you will not be successful, okay. I tried that, okay, it didn't work, okay. So and so many of us does, right? So we understand this. So try to when you truly do something passionate that you're passionate about, you automatically, your thermostat level goes up, right? Your thermostat level goes up. Now, what happens is that when you send out a signal that let's say I am capable of earning 10 lakhs a month, 20 lakhs a month, whatever you want to send the signal out, and feeling good about doing the certain things that you're doing at this point, to make you feel elevated at this point. So thought, the kind of thought and the feeling is the state of being. Now your state of being is now building up to the thermostat of the income of a person who's earning 20 lakh a month, let's say. Okay. Now your beliefs are your neurons are very weak right now, because there are just few strands of thought that is happening here. Okay. So your strands of not worthy of the high income versus your strands of now worthy of the new income or the high income is now building up. Okay. Now here is what you need to do. Okay. Now your thought, your emotion, you're charging it up. Okay. Now your beliefs are not formed. So what you do is you directly, you consciously now activate this and directly jump to the confirmation. Okay. What you do is you have a thought. Your two things are in your hands, right? Like I said, two things in your hands. How you think and how you feel is in your hands. It's in nobody else's hands. So how you want to think. I want to think that I want to earn this income level. Okay. I want to feel a certain way. That is in your hands at this point in time. So you do what is in your control at this point in time. Okay, irrespective of what's happening outside, you maintain this thermostat. Okay. Now, when this happens, now you start looking for confirmations. Okay, you start looking for confirmations, even the tiniest of confirmations that you get. Okay, irrespective. Okay, so small opportunities that you get, small things that come to you. Okay, start focusing on that. And things which are not aligned, the shaft, separating the wheat from the shaft. This is called separating the wheat from the shaft. Okay, so you want to train your mind. Okay, to start looking at the things that are happening for you to get to that income level versus focusing on that. The moment something appears, okay, just overlook it. So if there's some lesson that you need to take or some action that you need to take to, from there, okay, do take that to fuel your goal further. Okay, but your focus should be to purely train your mind to look at what some good is happening. So you say, see, okay, a confirmation, see, a confirmation. So every time this happens, it builds over time. That's the power of compounding. Okay, it builds. It's built one victory, 2 victory, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then over time you won't even realize that your default network has formed the belief. Okay, now your belief of earning that X amount has now come up. Okay, now what happens when your belief matches with the goal? Attraction automatically happens. Okay, attraction automatically happens. You don't even have to do much. Your things start coming to you. You start getting ideas, and that inner thermostat will give you prompts to take certain actions, to call certain people, to do certain things, go to certain programs. Okay, so these kind of things starts to happen for you automatically. Okay, so now that is the cycle, and then over time this starts to believe, then you will start to look for things because you activated this already consciously. Now it becomes a default. Now you will start to look at things automatically, whatever good is happening, and you start to gain that victory more and more and more and more. So now you have built the strong neurological network of being capable and worthy of earning that amount that you envision for yourself as an outgoing thought. Okay, and you feel the person, the state of being also, the thermostat is also strong. Okay, so that is, I think that's all in this cycle. Okay, so I hope this was helpful. Okay, so if you are watching this on YouTube, so do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon there. Okay, and I will leave the link for the masterclass in my bio in the Instagram, like I said, and in the description box as well. Okay, so I'd love to welcome you in the program. Okay, so until next time, thank you for watching.